Whoa, dude. Bill and Ted got an excellent trailer. We might get a new Joker. And Percy Jackson's author hates Percy Jackson. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario!
Woohoo! Let's go!
Alright, so as always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram or at SuperDario_World. Also, if on my Facebook page, Super Dario World, I update every single thing I load there. So all my other podcasts, the one that I do with my kid brother, Super Dario Brothers, and Super Dario World in Espanol, the one I do in Spanish once a week, are updated there. The links for everything are up there if you care to find them. Anyway, so let's get into it, bruh. I just saw the trailer for the upcoming Bill and Ted Face the Music, which is technically the third movie, and it looks excellent. And by excellent, I mean I have no idea what the fuck I'm saying. Full transparency, I did not see the second Bill and Ted movie. I barely remember the first one. Barely. I honestly, if it wasn't for the memes, I wouldn't even remember it was Keanu Reeves. I don't know. Like, whoa. I know it's one of his most iconic roles, but to me, like, Keanu Reeves' career for me started, I think, with The Matrix. Before that, I don't really know what he did or who he was before. I've seen stuff, obviously, but I didn't really care much before The Matrix. Anyway, Bill and Ted is kind of a cult movie for being a crappy movie and for being so fucking ridiculous, and also it's kind of a stoner movie. The trailer looks like it plans to be on par with that, only with a bigger budget. The story, from what we can tell, is that Bill and Ted are just a couple of grown-up losers, and so they had a destiny that was going to unite the world through music. And so, since they haven't written the song where they've united humanity yet, they're going to travel to the future where they have done it, and they're going to steal the song from themselves. That is what I got is going to be the plot of the movie, from what I could tell from the trailer. And honestly, it sounds like a Bill and Ted movie. My big issue here is that Keanu Reeves is better than this. Like, it's funny to see him play the character again, but he's so much better than this. Like, his career is so far above this. He's kind of become a badass action star. He's about to come out in in the Cyberpunk video game. They're making a new Matrix movie, which is supposed to be fantastic, according to the people making it, who are of course going to be claiming it's fantastic. He's got the next John Wick movie coming out next. What is it? 2 years? Yeah, because it got delayed. So he's become a badass action star. He did not have to come back for this. So the fact that he did means that either, I don't know, let's say they offered him a buttload of money, or honestly, the script could be very good. It could actually end up being pretty good. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible. It did give me a few laughs. So we'll see. Let's say I am modestly hopeful. Modestly, it didn't look completely it didn't look like complete garbage. At least the first trailer. Like, I expected it to look like flat out garbage. It didn't. So we'll see. It's supposedly going to be hitting theaters on August 21st, 2020. So we won't really have to wait that long. So we'll see if they'll be able to fulfill their rock and roll destinies, bruh. Anyway, moving on. There's rumors that director Matt Reeves is planning on introducing a Joker to his new Batman trilogy. So, by the way, Matt Reeves, he's directing the new Robert Pattinson's The Batman. But there's a lot of things here that really don't make any sense. So, I'll read you a quote. The quote, for starters, makes no sense. This is from an interview at The Direct, and the quote says, to appear, that his plan for the Joker is for him to appear in the second and third movies as one of the film's multiple villains. I honestly... All right, I'll read that again. To appear in the second and third movies as one of the film's multiple villains. So is he looking at this whole trilogy as one giant film? Or did he just misspoke? Did he misspeak? was misspeak. It doesn't matter. And did he mean to say in the second or third act of the film, or did he mean in the second or third movie as one of the trilogy's multiple villains? I don't know. But it sounds like he does have plans, because he does go on to say that he would be referenced to on the first installment, and that casting for this role hasn't even been done yet. So I'm guessing they're gonna do something very similar to what they did in Batman Begins. At the end with the Joker card. Anyway, this movie it's starting to confuse me. I'm gonna be very honest with you. It's starting to kind of hurt my brain, because at first I heard stuff that was exciting. I saw the first Robert Pattinson, camera test. He looked pretty cool. Now there's just way too many villains for the first movie. And let me just mention the few that have been confirmed. You got Zoe Kravitz playing Selena Kyle. That's Catwoman. You got what's his name? John Turturro playing Carmine Falcone, who's a mobster. You got Jamie. Okay, no. You got Colin Farrell playing Oswald Cobblepot, and you got who is the Penguin, and you got Paul Dano playing Edward Nashton, who is the Riddler. So you got 4 major villains there already, right? And the weird thing is that, well, first off, let's stick to the Joker thing. There's already too many chefs in the kitchen. There's too many characters in there for them to just throw the Joker in the first one. How are they gonna introduce him, and who's gonna play him? That's actually gonna be an interesting thing. It would be very interesting to think who the hell is gonna play the Joker, because you're following 2 out of 3 epic performances, because you got Heath Ledger, who won an Oscar for it. You got Joaquin Phoenix, who won an Oscar for it. And you got the other guy whose name is, just the 30 Seconds from Mars guy, whose name is just blanking. I'm blanking out of his name, but who made one of the worst performances we've ever seen. Now, supposedly, they've been defending the guy and saying that it's not really him. It wasn't his performance. It was the way it was edited, that the theater butchered his actual performance. But I mean, we saw what we saw, and what we saw wasn't really good, Even if there was better stuff out there, what we saw, no good. No bueno. So, I'm not very hopeful. It's bothering me that I can't remember his name. Because he's a big-name actor, and I cannot... what's the name of the singer, 30 Seconds to Mars? This is going to bug me. Jared Leto. All right, Jared Leto. Whew, that was really bothering me. Anyway, so 2 out of 3 who won Oscars for it, and the third one just sucked. So who the hell is going to play the new Joker? I don't know. I have no idea. And I would start speculating on who would be a good casting choice here. But the reason why I won't is because I don't know what the look or the feel for this upcoming for the next trilogy is going to be. Once I get a hint of how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to feel, then I might think of a good casting choice. Because Heath Ledger did not seem like a good casting choice at first, and then you saw what they were going for, and you're like, he makes perfect sense. Joaquin Phoenix, same thing. Jared Leto, same thing, but he actually did not make any sense. But anyway, the point here is the issue: way too many villains already there. And for those, and two more things: the plot details are being kept on the wraps, but supposedly it's going to explore the younger years of Batman. You know how he started, and they've been hinting at a connection to the Year One storyline. It's actually a very famous Batman storyline called Year One. Batman Begins was very heavily inspired on Year One. And by very heavily, I mean extremely heavily. They took a lot of stuff from Year One. Not everything, but a lot. And so, the whole not figuring out what gadgets work best. When in Batman Begins, when he jumps off a building and ends up hurting himself, and that's when he just says, okay, I need some kind of cape to glide and stuff like that. So it took a lot of stuff from it. So and also, I guess Commissioner Gordon is a bigger role in Batman Year One. So here it would make a little bit more sense, even though, well, yeah, I guess that would be the big difference. Commissioner Gordon is way more important in Year One than Commissioner Gordon was in Batman Begins. But way too many villains in there. And the second thing here is, based on the characters, this sounds extremely, and I mean extremely, similar to the Gotham TV show. The Gotham TV show at least how it started off. It started off with a very young Gordon, a young Commissioner Gordon, a young Selena Kyle, a young Carmine Falcone. Well, not young, but Carmine Falcone running the city. A Riddler there before he was the Riddler, and the Penguin there before he was the Penguin. So you got all the same characters there, and the one on the TV show at the start. So this is really weird, but if that's what they're going for, honestly, the kid they used for the Joker in Gotham is pretty good. He also appears. He appeared on Jedi Fallen Order. He's the main character. He also appears in the TV show Shameless. Dude's a really creepy actor when he does the Joker. So if they get him, might as well just go all in on it, right? If you're already gonna basically be marrying Batman Begins with Gotham, why not go all in? And like I said, the kid did a good job. Supposedly, the movie's going to hit theaters on October 21st. We'll be seeing more stuff in the meantime, but I'm very confused. I'm very confused. I've talked about the DC universe a lot lately, and none of it makes any fucking sense, and I'm very confused now. I'm even more confused now because if they're introducing a Joker here, and it's supposedly going to be a new Joker, then it's definitely not going to mix up with the Todd Phillips universe of the Joker there. My brain hurts. I'm going to be honest. DC makes my brain hurt, and there's been a bombardment of DC news lately. They just need to get their act together. They definitely need to get their act together. And like I said, recently the director from the Wonder Woman movies, she said that the one of the things that she likes about DC is that they're not controlling you from above. Well, this is why this is a fucking clusterfuck. This is why your universe is a fucking mess. And it's because you don't have somebody from above keeping everybody in line, telling everybody how to keep a cohesive universe. But, that's, it's your money. You can waste it any way you want. I'll still watch the movies anyway, because, why not? I like DC. That's the thing that hurts me. I like DC. I enjoy their stuff. I enjoy their heroes, but, they should do better. They have the budget, and they have the characters, and they have the stories to do better. So, we'll see. On the last bit of news, and this one I just found interesting. I found it funny. The author Rick Riordan, who's famously known for writing the Percy Jackson books, just ripped on the Percy Jackson movies. Now, the Percy Jackson movies hold a special place in my heart because that's the movie where I was introduced to Alexandra Daddario, and who can forget that moment in their lives, right? But overall, they were pretty crappy. And from what I hear, not a great adaptation. I never read the books because I believe they were coming out at the same time as the Harry Potter movies, and I made a decision with the Harry Potter movies that I decided would translate to the Percy Jackson movies. I have an issue. Whenever I read a book and then a movie comes out of it, I hate the movie. However, when I see a movie and then I read the book, I tend to be okay with it because if you read the book and then you watch the movie, there's a whole bunch of blank spots and you're like, why did they cut this out? Oh, that was different. However, if you see the movie and then you read the book, it kind of fills in the gaps. It gives you more info. You understand more stuff, and you don't hate it as much. Anyway, I didn't really care for the movie, so I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to read the books anyway. It doesn't really matter. And I didn't even watch, I don't think, the third movie, or was it the second? I don't know. I quit pretty quickly. I just didn't like it. And I'm a big fantasy guy. I love Greek fantasy. It was just too much for me. Or it wasn't interesting enough. Anyway, recently, Disney Plus has announced that they will be making a Percy Jackson TV show. So they'll be adapting a TV series for Disney Plus. Is it going to be for kids? Is it going to be for teens? Is it going to be for adults? We do not know. Is it going to be a sequel, or is it going to be a reboot? We don't know yet. Supposedly, I think it's going to be a reboot, and it sounds like the author Rick Riordan, he wants it to be a complete and total reboot because he hates it. And the funny thing here is there was a tweet that somebody put out basically asking, like, hey, is Disney Plus censoring a particular scene in Percy Jackson? Because it's my favorite scene, blah, blah, and I think they're censoring it. Whatever. Apparently, the scene has not been censored. Apparently, it's an iconic scene. I didn't remember it. Like I said, I didn't really care for Percy Jackson. But the author answered to that tweet, and his answer was hysterical, at least to me. He said, I don't know, but clearly it's a mistake. They should censor the entire thing, just 2 hours of blank screen. Which, honestly, that's fucking hysterical to me. I love it. Usually you'll see authors try to play nice and be like, oh no, I don't know why he answered that. I guess he took the opportunity to take the hit, but usually they try to be polite. Like Stephen King has been very polite about the very, very terrible adaptations of his movie, and he's like, oh no, I'm proud of it. It was a different take, whatever. They try their best to try to maintain good relations with the creator and not to tarnish the name of their product. This guy did not give a fuck. He's like straight out saying, I fucking hate it. It was garbage. They should just censor the whole thing. And another quote is from this guy. I would rather have my teeth pulled with no anesthesia rather than watch those movies because they have no educational value to them. So that's pretty brutal. Honestly, that's a pretty harsh critique. And I'm listen. Books and movies, completely different mediums. You have to cut off a whole bunch of stuff. It's really hard to adapt certain things, especially when you can tell that the director or the writer didn't really actually read the original stuff, or they didn't get it. They just power read it and like, okay, so this is what happened, this is what happened. But they don't get the heart of the characters. They don't get the heart of the story. They see what happens. They don't understand the why. So I understand his feelings completely. I just think this is the first time I've actually read an author just brutally expresses his feelings that way when he has to deal with the company still. So honestly, kudos to you, Rick, for just saying that F you, I don't give a fuck. I hated what they did to my work, and I hope they do better. But it was funny. Honestly, I enjoyed that. I wish more authors did that. Like, I wish there was a way to find out what authors really think of their work. Like, what does the author of, the Twilight books really think of the movie? Really? Because most people love the book, but they thought that the whole series was garbage. It's considered to be one of the worst out there. Same for the Hunger Games. Same for all those crappy movies. I want to know. I really. Is there a way to find out? I'm gonna try to. All right, I'll think about this. But in the meantime, as always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram or at SuperDarioPureWorld. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next time.